is that looking? Why does this not seem to be working? Oh well. And we are back. New video, almost a month and a half, actually longer than that, more than a month and a half since I've uploaded a video, which was a tutorial video. But today we're going to do what every person does when they don't have any ideas whatsoever, is a Q&A. And this is also kind of a celebration video for hitting 100k on Instagram, which is not something I really ever expected. There's a ton of other LEGO photographers out there that I find are much better at taking photos than me. Like, they blow it straight out of the park. Those are just a few you should definitely check out. But I went onto my Instagram, I put a story up asking for you guys to send me questions, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hopefully ace some Qs. First one to start with, from Seth Visuals, which is another photographer that I really like. Me and him go way back to 2020. Did you have an aha moment that transformed your work or slow progression over time? I remember I was doing an exhibition in my final year of high school, and we basically had to create a board. All of them were photos of the mountains, the snow, and the textures and things like that. And I had, I think, 1 or 2 photos that were Lego Gandalf. After the exhibition, my teacher came up to me and said a lot of people really liked my board for the Lego stuff. That was almost like an aha moment, like, oh, people actually like Lego photography. You know, this is something maybe I should pursue more in, and take as many Lego photos as I can, as well as the normal landscape photos that I usually do. So that was definitely a light bulb moment. Next question comes from Thomas Lumbers and is, how big is your... Well, funny story, it's actually, this question comes from Benny's Done. Where are you making the pictures? I'm taking these photos all in New Zealand. I live in Auckland, which is in the North Island. But I've been traveling to Queenstown. I've been to Christchurch and Mount Potts. For now, I've just been taking photos around New Zealand. And it also really helps that I'm a huge Hobbit and Lord of the Rings fan, and also live in basically Middle Earth. Next question is Airy_OT. Give me the Lego. No. Next question comes from Geordie_Havert. What editing software do you use? I use a mixture of Lightroom and Photoshop. Lightroom to change the colors a little bit, change the lighting, contrast, and then I'll use Photoshop to either add things to the image or take things away. So I'll usually use Photoshop to remove cracks or dust, or sometimes if the background of a certain image isn't that great, I'll take an image and put it into the background and merge it in. So like this surfer shot here, I wasn't too happy with what it was looking like in the background. So I took another shot, changed the blur filter, and made it look like it was part of the image. Next question comes for L4R_Alex. What got you into photography and what made the change into Lego photography? So the first time I ever shot a Lego photo was in 2019 for a graphic design class. We had to create a mood board, and that required us to take photos. And I had a very specific image in my mind of shooting, actually, I'll go grab it. He is dismantled right now. This figure here, I had a very specific idea of shooting him on my driveway with him in color and the rest of it in black and white. And I remember going to my brother and asking to use his camera, and he went through all his settings and stuff, did not pick up on a single thing and did not understand what I was doing. But I just wanted to shoot it and get it out of the way almost. So I laid down on my concrete and I took the photo, and as soon as I brought it onto my computer, I was immediately hooked. Being able to see the concrete grains so close. Every day I would come home from school and I would just take photos on my deck outside. Everywhere I could take Lego photos, I'd be doing. It just became a train of just taking Lego photos and then taking photos of landscapes, and it just kept on going and going and going. And just being able to see the reaction that it was giving, I wanted to take more Lego photos. To be fair, when I started, I could not pull focus whatsoever. The photos look bloody awful, but you gotta start somewhere. You can't start with the perfect photo, but maybe you can. But for me, that definitely wasn't the case. And it honestly took me 5 years to start getting somewhat decent at taking good compositions and good photos with the Legos. So if you're wanting to get into photography, just don't think about doing it, just literally do it. Easier said than done, but it doesn't matter what people think when you're taking photos. It's been many times where I'm taking photos of Lego outside and people give me strange looks, like what is this guy doing? Like taking photos of his Lego, a 20-year-old. You know, when I was posting Lego photos at 16, I really felt very insecure with the fact that I'm 16 at the time taking photos, and now I'm 20. Next question comes from Shot by Jax. Who inspires you? Now, when I first started photography, my biggest inspirations were Peter McKinnon, Hayden Pedersen, 7th Era, and North Borders, because they covered a wide range of different photography mediums. All their creative ideas really inspired me to keep going and create my own. I kind of draw my inspiration from Pinterest a lot. I'll look at actual real photos and and try to replicate them in my own way with Lego photos. Next question comes from Dr. Tama, which is my barber. Definitely check him out if you're in Auckland. Get you a really nice cut. Been getting my hair cut from him. It's looking a bit messy now, but that's not his fault. Solid dude. All in all, what is your favorite part of photography? I think my favorite part would definitely be where, it sounds cliche and genuinely where my photography takes me. There's a lot of places that I would never think to visit at all if I wasn't taking photos, and it kind of allows me to be honestly my happy place, which has been, it sounds so cliche, but like being in nature and that sort of thing, like seeing wild animals, especially like different birds here in New Zealand. We have a massive range of different beautiful birds. Being able to see things that most people wouldn't, and especially at a sunrise. Like, there's been countless times where I've been on trips and just seen things that most people wouldn't. For example, I was at Music Point, which is about a 15-minute drive from my place. It was about 5 in the morning. Probably about 80 meters from the shore, there was a pod of dolphins feeding on fish. They weren't necessarily jumping out of the water, but you could see them going in and out. Being able to experience that, and especially with my dad, it gives you opportunities to see things that are quite precious and moments that you'll genuinely cherish. When you have a Lego character in the air, do you just time the picture right as it falls? This is another question I get asked quite a bit, specifically with this Luke Skywalker photo. What I did was I set up my camera on a tripod, so that means the camera can't move at all, and I keep my shot stable because this is really important if you want to mask things from images. So I propped my character up on a clear Lego wire and stuck it into the ground to make Luke float, and then with the rocks I just kept on dropping rocks into the shot and like firing away photos to give me enough rocks to then go into Photoshop, put in the best rock photos to then merge into the final shot. So in total, this image is almost a collection of 3 images put together. Next question, which is a question I've been getting a lot, is from Tucker Love 18. Do you sell your Lego photographs? At this moment, on March 1st, I am not yet selling my Lego photos as prints. Because I live in New Zealand, the taxing, the shipping and stuff is super expensive when shipping overseas to places like America and UK. Still trying to figure out a way to correctly ship it, but I'll definitely be selling my prints very shortly this year, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Next question comes from Joe_Wally. Favorite New Zealand national park? Oh, that is a tough one. I think for now, the one that I've most enjoyed visiting was, I don't know if it counts as a national park, but the Remarkables up in Queenstown, and Lake Alta, which was insane. You can see some of the drone footage. It was completely frozen over. There was snow everywhere. I went in early June, which is just hitting winter here in New Zealand. It was like a scene out of a movie, which, fun fact, it was actually a filming scene for The Lord of the Rings. So definitely top #1 place would be Lake Alta, if you count that as a national park here in New Zealand. Last question comes from Jaya Hoari. Hopefully I pronounced that right, mate. What is a magical moment you have experienced while taking photos? So I recently mentioned the dolphin experience just before. Pretty cool thing to see. And I think the best moments is when people come up to me and ask what I'm doing, because it's quite bizarre when you see someone with somewhat of a bulky camera taking photos of toys almost. And it's just being able to kind of explain what I do to people and seeing when I say like Lego photography, because it's something most people haven't heard of. A couple days ago I was in Piha Beach and a French couple came up to me and asked what I was doing, and I was just saying, oh, I'm just taking Lego photos, and they loved it. They thought it was awesome. So photography almost opens a door for conversations with people who don't necessarily partake in photography. When I was a kid growing up, seeing either musicians, photographers or artists, being inspired by them to do some sort of art, always something that I wanted. I always wanted to inspire people. The best experiences that I get from doing photography is definitely inspiring people and being able to talk to people about something I'm passionate about. That's basically all the questions I'm going to go through today, but I've got a few videos planned. I've actually got 2, or I guess 4 Lego sets on the way that I've just ordered today. Now I've got some plans for videos that I think you're going to like. I'm going to be doing a Lego mobile photography tutorial to show that you don't need a fancy camera to be able to take Lego photos. So look out for that one in the future. And last thing, thank you for 100k. It's insane. I was stoked to get 1500 followers, let alone 100k. Like, I'm not a massive numbers guy. I don't like to, put it out there and, celebrate it, really. But it's a genuine thank you for following my content and appreciating something that I do almost every day and something that I'm passionate about. And I'm genuinely really excited to see where I can take this by the end of the year. So definitely stick around. Got heaps of videos planned, got heaps of photos planned. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.